Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, fabulous first grade. It's Thankful Thursday, and I am thankful for you. I'm so excited that you came back to join us in our PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Hammock, and I am here to help you practice and learn all the skills that you need to be ready to be an excellent reader and writer. I am so proud of all the great learning you've been doing. I'm impressed. You should give yourself a pat on the back because you have worked hard this whole school year. This is our last week of regular school, but we're going to do some fun things in the summer, so I don't want you to disappear. But let's talk about an activity book that you might like to do this summer. This one is Pinkalicious. I know, boys, you're not into Pinkalicious, but I have different ones for you. So if you'll send me a letter or an email here at the address on your screen and send me your address, then we can be like pen pals. You can write me a letter and I'll send you a book. Wouldn't that be fun? I know that you are going to enjoy it because there's a lot of fun things to do in it. So I hope that you'll write to me so that I can send you one of these fun books. Okay? Super. All right, today we are going to, as always, train our ears for sound. But we're going to play a phoneme addition game. Isn't that tricky? We did deletion, now we're going to do addition. So I'm going to use the dots, but the dots are not going to be individual sounds. They're just going to be part of the word. All right, so we're going to start with the word air, air. And if I add the phoneme p to the beginning, now I have p, air, pear. Did you see how that works? All right, these are just a visual to help you remember the parts of the sounds that we're putting together. All right, so let's do the next one. If I have ring, ring, and I add sp, what's my new word? Let's try it. Sp, ring, spring. How'd you do? Good for you. Sometimes it helps to have a little visual, doesn't it? All right, how about the word room? Room. If I add the phoneme b to the beginning, now I have b, room, broom. Very nice. You did that very, very well. Excellent job. You're getting good at that. Let's practice our fluency of our three-letter blends before we get to our sound of the week. Ready? S-T-R says str, like in street. S-Q-U says squa, squa, like in squirt, like with the squirt gun. That'd be fun. How about S-C-R? What does that say? Scr, scr, as in scream. S-P-L says spl, like in splash. S-P-R says spr, like in spring. And T-H-R says thr, like in three. And S-H-R says shr, like our story last week that was about a shrimp, or three shrimp, actually. All right, let's take a look at our sound of the week. We're learning our very last sound spelling card. This is the chair card because chair has the air sound at the end. There are 4 ways to spell that. On our sound spelling cards, I just want to remind you that the first sound spelling that they show you, that is the most common. So that means there's a lot of words that use that spelling pattern. And then the next common is A-R-E. The third common is EAR, and the very least is ERE. So there are really not a lot of words with that. But we list them in the order that you probably would be familiar with when you see them. So let's spell them and say the sounds, okay? AIR says air. ARE says air. EAR says air. And ERE says air. Good job. All right, so we're going to work on the EAR today. Here we have tear, tear. All right, if I know how to spell tear, then I can spell wear, wear. What would I need to do? Right, I'm going to change that beginning sound. Wear, tear becomes wear. Now, what if I want it to say pear, like the fruit? Right, then I'm going to use the P for pear. And bear, b. Right, good job. That is the animal, the bear. A bear, good job. All right, we have a story today I want to get to right away. This story is about bears, right? It is called The Bears Prepare a Feast. So let's read and find out what's happening in our story. Make sure you're looking for those air words because we're going to circle them when we're done. You ready? Here we go. It was late in fall, and the bears were aware that it was time to give thanks. The bears declared that it was their favorite time of year. The bears still had a few days to prepare. Mama Bear and Papa Bear went to find food. They made the two young bears swear that they would help too. While Mama and Papa were gone, the young bears looked for food by their home. They found 3 pears and split each pear in 2. Okay, what are they getting ready for? Right, they're getting ready for Thanksgiving, right? It's hard to think about Thanksgiving when it's summertime, but that's okay. We can be thankful all year long, right? Okay, let's see if we can find some of those air words. Did you see some? I know you saw the ones in the title, right? Here we have bears and prepare. Did you see that pear part of it? Tricky. All right, did you see this word here? Aware. Did you see that? It's very tricky. Aware. What else did you see? It says the bears declared. That's just a fancy way of saying the bears said. You might try using declared in your writing, just as another way to say said. And whoa, look at this one. Prepare. Prepare. Do you see these words that have more than one syllable? Aren't you glad we're learning about R-controlled syllables so when you get to those, you can break them apart and sound them out? I'm pretty proud of you. Here's some more. There's bears, bears. Here's swear. Okay. Did you see another one? Oh, yep, you're right. Pears. And then we had pear over here, as well as bear again, right? Great job looking for that air sound spelling. It's terrific. Let's see how we have the A-R-E, okay? What else did you see? E-A-R, good. And E-A-R, so we didn't see any of the most common, right? A-I-R, but that's okay. We'll keep looking tomorrow when we finish our story and find out what happens. Let's take a look at our high frequency words. I'm going to get our chart, or our pocket chart, and today we're going to look at these two. The first one I have for you is favorite, favorite. All right, F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E, favorite. Now this is another word that a lot of boys and girls do not say correctly. A lot of them I hear say it favorite, favorite, but it's really favorite, favorite. Okay, and let's look at the next one, few. Few. F-E-W. Few. All right, let's take a look at our sentences today and find out which word belongs in which sentence. There are only books on my shelf. There are only a few or a favorite. Let's see if we can check the next one. I like grapes, but strawberries are my favorite. Good job. Favorite. Good job. And few. Terrific. All right, it's time for us to practice our R-controlled syllables. Remember, an R-controlled syllable is a word part that has an R right behind the vowel. So we have a vowel and then an R right next to it, and that means those two are going to stay together in that syllable. So let's take a look at our words for today and see if we can break them apart and then sound them out. That is the whole reason, boys and girls, that we learn about syllables, so that we can break apart big words and sound them out one syllable at a time. It also helps us with our writing when we write them one syllable at a time. So I want you to know why we practice things like this. All right, so here's our word. I'm not sure what it is. Don't tell me, it's a secret. Let's pretend we don't know. All right, let's mark our vowels first. A is a vowel. E is a vowel. Okay, now I'm gonna look. Here's my vowel. Oh, look, it's followed by an R. That means the A and the R are gonna stay together. Here I have a vowel, but it's closed in by a consonant. So that means I'm gonna split it right here between these two consonants. Did you see that? And now I can sound it out. T, R, tar, g, et, get. Target. And when I put it together, I have the word target. Good job. All right, let's try the next one. All right, let's see. First, what do we do? Right. First, you identify the vowels in the word. That helps us to figure out where we're going to split it. Now, look, we have a double consonant. So we're going to split the word between the double consonant. And look right here. There's an R right after the vowel. Okay, so we're going to split between the consonants. We're going to keep that E and the R together. And now we can sound it out. Let, ter, let, ter. And when I put it together, I have the word letter. Yay, good job. All right, quick, let's do one more. Let's find the vowels first. All right, here's my vowel U, and it's followed by an R. That means those are going to stay together. And then I have this one closed in, so it says the short I sound. I need to split right here between these two consonants because they are not a blend. Here we go. Turnip. And when I put it together, I have turnip. How'd you do? Great job. Wow, you're amazing. You have learned so much about R-controlled vowels. Come back tomorrow and let's finish our story together, okay? Goodbye now, the clock says we're done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Come back tomorrow.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun.